Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Risk. Now I've had to record this 2 times already. I'm going to redo it now, do it fast, get straight to it. This is how to install the H1 mod. Just a quick explanation. If you don't know what it is, it's just the same thing 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧 and 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧, T6MP. It's like a client which allows you to use dedicated servers for Call of Duty rather than just normal public matchmaking. It allows things like custom game modes with rules, and it also allows admins to ban cheaters live just from reports in game. Now, let's get straight to it. So the first thing you want to do is, if you already have the Steam game, which is the full game, you can actually install that and just follow this part of the tutorial onwards. I will link these sites, documentations and etc. inside of the description, so you can go back over them and follow them yourself if you have to, but I will explain it here. So if you have the Steam version, do this, get the thing from the GitHub, you're basically ready to go, and you can skip to the later on part of the tutorial. If you don't, then the first thing you're going to need is a torrent client. So I would definitely recommend 𝗘𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗧, just because first of all it's open source, meaning anyone can really update it whenever and it can be checked and so on. It also won't have adware, bloatware, etc. So yeah, it's up to date, it has no adware and bloatware, and it's just as good as uTorrent. But if for whatever reason you have to use uTorrent, or you don't trust 𝗘𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧 for whatever reason, only use uTorrent 2.2.1, which you can get from here. I will also put this link inside the description. Now the site itself looks a little bit outdated and weird, but usually these sites that keep old software for install are usually safe and relatively safe to, install from. I would trust this myself, but then again, I don't use uTorrent, so I don't have to do that. I would use 𝗘𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come to this install, again I'll leave the links, and you want to hit this thing, download and open the torrent file. You're going to hit this and it's going to instantly, boom, you're going to have the file. It's going to look like this. It's a torrent. You want to open it. Now I've already done all this, so I'm not going to redo it. In fact, I'll do it, but just to cancel it, right? Because why not? Now, so it says it's already keep processing because I've already done it, but you'll install it, you'll see it's connected, and it might look really slow at the start. Like here, it will look slow, like at the ETA and down speed. Give it a minute. When it comes to torrents, you have to wait for 𝗖𝗟𝗜𝗓𝗧𝗏 and peers, which are also like other people that are downloading as well as uploading the file. You have to wait for them to connect. It will speed up. Now, me who has shitty internet, it took me like 4 hours, but my friend who installed it, it took him 1.5 hours. We had 2 games of Valorant and his game was installed. So yeah, once it's installed anyway, blah 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 blah, you can pause it whenever you need. I will also recommend use a VPN while downloading a torrent, please. This is a full game. It does require a license to actually own the game, and therefore it could be illegal where you are. I think in the UK you can get your internet throttled or legal action for torrenting things such as games. So if you are going to do it and torrent it, please use a VPN. I would just infinitely recommend it. I have been caught torrenting before and had my internet throttled, and it's not fun. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, so now you've installed the torrent, you've done all that, blah blah blah. You can quit 𝗘𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧 if you fucking want to, quit all this shite. Now you're gonna have this folder, and it will just look like this, right? Put it somewhere unless you want to run it from the folder. You can do anything you want. This is literally just the game. So in my case, I put it inside of my Steam folder because why the fuck not? And it's inside here. Okay. Now you might think this looks a bit bigger. That's because this is here. Now the next thing you want to do in the install is get the GitHub thing, which if you already had Steam, and you'll be at this point now. So you go to the GitHub, right? You go to the releases, and there's the exe. You install the exe, right? And you're going to get the exe. That's going to look like this. You're going to just take it and put it inside of the folder you just installed, or the folder that you're going to run your game from. And now you're basically ready, right? You can run it. The first time you run it, it might ask you to update. Obviously, just to update it, otherwise you won't be able to play it. And then you're pretty much ready to get in, right? So after you've done all this, you are ready to jump into the game. And if you really want to read up documentation and just leave it here, that's fine by me. You don't have to watch to the end, but I will just explain a couple of little extra things that you might not notice and that I haven't seen other people cover. So let's just jump straight into it. Multiplayer, boom boom, here we go. But yeah, these things I'm going to mention now, they're not necessarily too important. They're more just like tips for, like, getting into good games or just getting your setup right. Again, you can read it all here, realistically. but I'll just explain stuff that I've come across, or I've just thought like, why has no one said this yet? I'm going to turn down the sound effects so it doesn't mess up if I have to jump into a game. Turn that audio. Let's just put my master volume like all the way down, right? It's just for now, right? While I'm doing this video, I don't want it to be ear rapey at all, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in, and it's not going to be like this. You're not going to be level 999 with the name Superman. We'll change it. Now, by the way, that is just an example name from the last thing I recorded with this, but I'll redo it. So what you want to do is you want to hit the tilde key. It's usually the wiggly key at the top left of the keyboard. Yeah. And it will pull up the console menu. If you've opened a console in a game before, it's probably that same key. Now to change your name, you do /name space, and now everything you type after this space is going to become your name. And you might be thinking, how do you get colours, right? That's in the documentation. It's right here. So you want to change in-game name. It's here. Now all these caret numbers, a caret is just this. If I say up arrow instead of caret by accident, just know it's a caret, not an actual, like you don't press the arrow key. And these have all been in the game forever. This has been custom for the deadies for a while, I think. I don't think this was actually in COD. But anything you type after this is going to become the colour it says next to it. So, like I said, this one's dependent on like the team variable in the game. I had this problem with Modern Warfare 2 CFG modding when I made menus. I used number 8 thinking it was pink, but in reality it just changes dependent on teams. But we'll get straight into this. But so, say you want it to be Batman, for example. I don't know why I keep using superhero names. It's just the first thing that comes to my head. You do up arrow or caret, should I say? Let's not get messed up now. And that'll be black. So if you do up arrow 0, it will be black. As you can see, 0 black. Now it's bat. Now say I want it to be yellow for man. I do fucking caret. Almost called it up arrow again. 3. You can see 3 is yellow. And we do ban. Right. Press enter. Hit the tilde key again so it closes the console. Otherwise the menu controls won't work right. And you might be thinking, hold up, your name hasn't changed. Right, you don't have to fully quit the game, you just press escape, go back a menu, and go forward a menu, and now it's changed, okay? Now, the next thing you might want to do is, like, get your level up, get things unlocked. Unless you want to do that legit, like, you can level up legit in this and earn your things legit, just fine, but just due to the way the matches are set up and the way games go, you'll fly through things easy. To change that, come into the stats menu, you can unlock everything here. Set your prestige to whatever prestige you want. If you're 20, you might notice your rank cannot go higher than 55 the first time you've set your rank, and the reason for that is it's like changing your name. You have to basically make the game realise the change, and it'll be like, oh, now your prestige 20, and now you can go all the way up to level 1000 if you want. But I prefer the way 999 looks, so you can do that, and now your level's up. Now, I missed this last time, and it's not really important, but I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to do this. You might be like, what about my FOV, for example? Your FOV can go up to, I think, like 90, right? If you want to bypass that, you can use the console commands again. It's CG_FOV, and you will notice you've got FOV, FOV min, and FOV scale, right? FOV min you don't have to change. FOV scale is like your arms, how far out your arms are on the screen, and I haven't changed that yet. So let's do FOV. What's it? FOV scale. We'll do 1.25. I think you can put decimals for this. So I'll put 1.25, and then for me I put 120 as my actual FOV, just because I like my screen being a bit bigger than usual. You know that you've done it right when it's overloaded the bar, as you saw before, like it goes way past what its maximum is. You're good. So that's that for the FOV, your rank, your name. Now you've unlocked all as well. That's all jolly and good. You have everything, like camos, kits, you have all that shit. Now the next thing which I'm going to mention, this will be like one of the last things I'm going to mention, is that lobbies might seem full, okay? You might be looking at this right now thinking, oh my god, more or less full all the way down to like here, you know, when you start dropping off down to like 12s and lower. And you might think, wow, there's a lot of full lobbies here, but there's only 214 online, how does that work? That's because this number in the box on the right in the square brackets is actually how many bots are in the game. Now, I don't know whether it's because of fucking the fact that they don't have many players playing the game yet to fill the lobbies, or what, why they have bots, but just know there is bots in the game, and it's this number on the right, I'm pretty sure, and I'll just demonstrate that now. So for example, we're going to jump into casual TDM EU. It says it's got 18 out of 18 players with an 8, so I'm going to assume that when I go in there's going to be like 7 or 8 bots in the game. So let's jump in. And obviously if the game was really full, you wouldn't be able to jump in. It would say the game's full and kick you out, but it's not. So we're going to jump in now, we're going to have a quick look, see how many bots we can find, and I will show you how to find the bots compared to other players, right? So we're going to go in. Now, if you look, I think 𝗖𝗟𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗡𝗧𝗦 a bot, 𝗖𝗟𝗜𝗓𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗧𝗦 a bot, 𝗓𝗢𝗪's a bot, 𝗖𝗟𝗜𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧𝗦's probably a bot, 𝗖𝗟𝗓𝗏's a bot, 𝗏𝗏s is a bot, 𝗏𝗏𝗪's a bot. So that's like, what, 7 or 8 bots there? Yeah. So there is bots in the game. I hope they take them out eventually when there's a lot more people playing, because you might be in a sniper lobby, you might hit like a 5-piece, and you might be like, oh my god, I've just fucking absolutely wallbanged 3 people at spawn, killed 5 people, got a 5 feed, and then you look at the people you've killed, and then you realise they don't even have a pulse. They're walking around backwards in circles. They're basically doing this in circles, and you've just killed them all. So that's a problem, I guess, for some people, but when the game becomes more populated and there's more actual people in lobbies, it will be a lot better, obviously. It's not to say that it isn't fun or playable at the moment, it's just that you kind of get overwhelmed by yourself thinking, oh my god, I'm really good, but then the actual fact is half the real players aren't even in the game. So yeah, that's that. It's not to say it isn't good, I'd recommend it. That's why I'm making this video now, is because there's not, I haven't said there's not a lot of people. I've been against a lot of 𝗬𝗍𝗪s already in this, and I've only had it for like 2 days. It's just, we need more people to get rid of the fucking bots, and hopefully they can get rid of the bots altogether when the actual population builds up. But yeah, hopefully you found this video easy to get into the game, and now you understand about, you know, the bots, your FOV, your rank, your skills, your whatever, right? If there's anything that you think that I might have missed that you need to know, just remember there is documentation. I just F4'd, that's what happened. There is documentation on the site, and I will obviously leave all this linked up. You know, it will tell you basically everything that you need to know on how to change. And again, if you want to mess with things in the game, in the console, you can. Some things won't work, like you can't just natively just like, you know, put the God command on. You can't just put no clip command on. But like when you're in like the firing range, for example, you can mess with like the jump height, the gravity. Not like I recommend that, but you know, you can just mess with things yourself, see what you can find. And like I said, hopefully it was easy to get into H1 following this video. And I made it simple, and I hopefully explained some things to you. So yeah, get in the game, get rid of those fucking bots, guys, enjoy yourself. I'll see you in the next video. I don't know when that will be or what it will be, but yeah, goodbye.